Hello everyone, and welcome to UMass Beyond the Classroom. I'm your host, Jesse Rubio, and we have an excellent show for you today. With us are Tina Kennedy, UMass Amherst Student Trustee, and Ben Johnson, Secretary of Finance for the Student Government Association. They are here to discuss some of the latest happenings in the student government, such as the new community bike share program, the most recent tuition hike, updates in SGA, and what these changes mean for the UMass student body. Welcome to the show, Tina and Ben.
Thank you.
I'm glad to be here.
It's great to have you guys on UMass Beyond the Classroom. Let's get started.
Okay.
One of the big topics we have today is the implementation of a bike share program. Kids, tell us what that's all about.
Sure. So it's really an exciting time on campus, especially for sustainability. So the bike share program is something that's been in the works for the last 3 years. It was an idea that was originated by Amber Hewitt, who is currently a senior here at UMass and helping facilitate it out of the SGA office right now. And it's really a great program. It's a free bike rental program for students and faculty on this campus. And we really think that because the campus is so large, that it gives them an opportunity to see more of the campus potentially, and also get to class a little bit faster.
Great. Is this program an initiative of the sustainability campaign here on campus?
Yeah, so it certainly is, and as I mentioned, it is, and it was particularly the efforts of a couple of people that I'd like to acknowledge if I could. As I said, Amber Hewitt, Claire Hopkins, who really helped work out the logistics over the summer, Cameron Cackley, who's the current Secretary of Sustainability, who's kind of running it out of the office now. But although it was a sustainability initiative, it was really pioneered by a couple of people and made a reality by a couple of people.
So what inspired an idea like that?
So I'm not sure what inspired Amber. I know that she was big into reducing carbon footprint. So I mean, obviously, with bikes, people don't have to potentially drive around campus as much. I like it. I'm kind of a lazy person in some ways. So it's nice to be able to wake up 5-10 minutes later than you would have to if you don't have a bike and still get to class on time. Also, there's a lot of great trails in the Amherst area. So this gives people the opportunity who maybe couldn't afford a bike to have a bike to kind of explore some of these great trails that we have around here.
Most certainly, yeah.
Are there other new programs in the works?
So yeah, as far as sustainability, there's a couple. We have Green Building, which is an interactive map on the internet, and has basically the campus map, and it has every building, and it will give their carbon footprint, some programs that go on within the building that are sustainability related. It's really neat. And then another big initiative for SGA this year is homecoming. So in the past, homecoming has been really geared towards alumni, and as it should be, but we're trying to gear it back to students that are on campus. So the week before, that'll be SGA's week, we'll be doing a blood drive on Monday and Tuesday. On Wednesday, we will be doing a can drive, and on Thursday, we will be doing a pageant, which will tie in with royalty, so Mr. and Miss Minuteman. So, and then on Friday will be the banquet to kind of honor the people that made top 10 for that. And it will be announced at halftime at homecoming game. So cool. It's really kind of a cool thing.
Cool. Let's discuss the new tuition increase. Exactly how much has tuition gone up?
Well, when you look at the terms, the Board of Trustees had voted, it varies among the 5 college campuses, Dartmouth, Worcester, Boston, Lowell, and Amherst itself. Students can expect, or they have expected to see that this year around $1,200. As I said, it varies per individual and per circumstance, but majority at the Amherst campus, $1,200 per year.
Wow. Why was there a need for tuition increase when the student population is bigger than it's ever been?
Right, that's a great question, Jesse. What happens is, as a state school, the University of Massachusetts Amherst, along with the other 4 campuses, are funded by the actual state. And due to the economic times and the recession, the state has not been able to pour as much money as they would have liked into our university campuses, allowing for there to be a $54.5 million budget gap. The Board of Trustees needed to make up for this budget gap, and in order to do so, they allowed for more students to come in out of state. So because as you know, tuition is larger for out-of-state students, but they still needed to find a way to make up for the money that they lost so that our schools could function. And the way that they found out to do that was to increase our tuition and our fees. They do what's called a high fee, high aid model. What happens is they pour a lot of money into financial aid to help out those lower class students, but they also have high fees, and that's the model that they've been using the past few years.
Now, UMass Amherst is considered the flagship university of the state.
Mm-hmm.
But over the past year or so, UMass has run into a lot of heavy criticism. How can students and parents trust that the additional funding from tuition increases will be used properly?
I can definitely understand that could be a major concern. And let me tell you, from sitting on the board, I just started June 1st, and I've just gotten into my meetings, but they are very keen on being fiscally responsible, making sure that renovations have been made and money is being used properly, because it's, as I've tried to mention, it's not the board's fault in which our fees have been increasing, it's the state's. The state has been, cutting us off year by year by year, so the board has been trying to be very keen on spending our money responsibly so that the students get everything of their money's worth.
Now, can we expect, can students and parents expect the tuition to keep going up, and will the cost of UMass tuition soon rival the cost of private colleges?
I mean, that's a tough question. It all comes down to, like I keep on harping, is state funding. That's the only way we're going to get out of it, in the way that I can see it. And everyone's looking for a handout to the state at the moment, whether it's K through 12 education, it's disability services. Everyone's looking for a handout, as well as higher education people like myself and the other board of trustees. So without state funding and without an increase, I fear that the tuition will go up. There's whispers of whether the university system will go into a privatized system. Hopefully that won't occur, but that's definitely in the long run. But yes, I do fear that perhaps there will be another tuition increase.
I'll tell you, I think that we're also working on generating our own revenue.
Mm-hmm.
So internally, I think that football could potentially be something that we can start generating money from. And also, we need to start working on cultivating better relationships with alumni.
Alumni
relations. So I'm soon going to be an alumni. And I know that I've had a great time at this school, and we need to start, like I said, rebuilding those relationships, because what we get right now from alumni donations is not nearly what schools of comparable size
We
get.
should definitely be getting way more than what we are at the moment. And one of the things we need to harp home, especially with the state, is if the state invests in us, then we will invest in them. As students graduating from this university, we will go into the Massachusetts labor force, and we will try to cultivate the economy and make it prosperous. So that's something that's definitely hit on. But Ben brings up a great number of point, is that the alumni relations here are not as strong at all as they should be.
Yeah, so it's very important for alumni to give back to the school.
Mm-hmm. Most certainly.
So sometimes when it's hard, externally, getting state funding, sometimes you have to look inwards, and it's tough to do, but reflection is important, and so we need to start doing more of that.
What do you think it will mean for prospective students if tuition increases year after year?
Well, it's difficult to say, but the two things that kind of harp home on that question is affordability and accessibility. Increasing tuition, increasing fees means that it's going to be less affordable for students to come to this university or even to stay at this university. It's kind of well known that during your stay here, you'll at least know someone that's going to have to drop out due to financial reasons and have to attend a community college. As I had mentioned before, the Board of Trustees has a high aid, high fees model, so they pour a lot into financial aid, but it leaves the middle class who are just earn just enough above the line, but not enough to be eligible for financial aid out in the cold. It also deals with students leaving this university with mortgage-sized loans, and they don't even own houses. A lot comes into play when we discuss that, as well as accessibility. It means that this school, this university, will become less accessible to a diverse group of people, and it will mean that perhaps there will be more of an increase in out-of-state students coming here.
Now, Where can students go if they have any questions regarding the topics discussed here today?
Well, they can go to 420 Student Union, which is the Student Government Association office. And they can also check out our website.
Nope, we have a new website, Secretary of Web Management Matt Rowe, who's a great website designer, designed our website, and it's up online now. And I strongly encourage anyone who's curious about the SGA or issues on campus
The bike share program.
to take a look.
Definitely. Well, that is all the time we have for today. Tina and Ben, thanks for coming. It was a pleasure to have you
Thank
guys
you.
on the show.
Thank you very much.
And thanks to all of our viewers. This has been another fantastic episode of UMass Beyond the Classroom.